Mama G's story time. Life lesson: unannounced visits etiquette. One Saturday, Melanie wanted to visit the farmer's market first thing in the morning, to make sure she got the best produce, fish and other goods. The farmers who brought in the goods did not disappoint. The vegetables and fruits were simply amazing. The fish farmers also brought in an amazing selection, some of the biggest fish Melanie has seen in a while. She was ecstatic. Fish was her favorite protein. She was always trying out different recipes to spice up her dishes. She got a few pounds for herself and thought, I should buy some for Ruby. I think this is one unexpected gift she will be happy to receive. Melanie and Ruby have been best friends since kindergarten. Both are married with kids. Their families have also become close because of their friendship. This was the perfect gift for Ruby because she is a pescatarian. She does not eat meat but does eat fish. After she was done with her shopping, she excitedly went straight to Ruby's house to drop off the fish. When she got there, she knocked on the door and Ruby's husband, Vaughn, came to see who was at the door. But when he opened the door, he stood in the doorway, still holding the doorknob as though not to allow her entry. He didn't even greet Melanie. Instead, he started asking her what she was doing there that early and unannounced. Melanie was lost for words, and before she could say anything, Ruby came rushing to the door to investigate who her husband was talking to in such a manner. When she saw that it was her friend standing outside the door, she was dumbfounded. Vaughn, what has gotten into you? She exclaimed. Why won't you let Mel come in? I am sick and tired of people showing up unannounced at all odd hours of the day, Vaughn answered. It is a Saturday, a day of rest and for families to spend some quality time together. And not to be entertaining people at this ungodly hour. It's 8:30 a.m. for God's sake, and here she comes pouncing like a lioness. It is not conducive for unannounced visits. Can't you spend some time with your own family for once? I am sorry, Melanie started. I only came to drop off some fish I got from the market. I went to the farmer's market this morning and they had an amazing selection, so I thought Ruby might like some. Oh my God, this is a lot, said Ruby, as she embarrassingly grabbed the heavy bag of fish from Melanie. Wow, all this for us, thank you Mel, she continued. How many kilograms is this? Vaughn cut in, I will give you some money for your trouble. Melanie answered that it was 10 kilograms, but she didn't want his money. It was just a gift, and after saying that, she left. When Melanie got home, she told Alex, her husband, how Vaughn had treated her. Alex could see how upset she was, so he comforted her, then gently encouraged her not to regret a good deed. He also told her to take it as a lesson and that next time, she shouldn't go to people's homes uninvited or without letting them know first. He hugged her and urged her to just let it go. After numerous attempts to get a hold of Melanie that day, Ruby finally got through in the evening. Mel. She began, I am so sorry for how my husband treated you. Words cannot fully convey how sorry I am, and I hope this won't ruin our friendship. We have been friends for too long to allow this to come between us. I don't know what came over him to act that way, but he is not usually unfriendly. Melanie could not hide her disappointment. Ruby, it's not so much that he didn't allow me to come in, I wasn't planning on staying long anyway. I merely came to drop off the fish. While I understand that it is common courtesy to call or text ahead, he could have asked me why I was there that early. I also somehow feel like, as my closest friend, you should have told me how he felt. It didn't feel like that was the first time he had brought that up. I will say that this doesn't change our friendship because you are like a sister to me, but it does change how I will visit your home going forward. Ruby tried to plead with her, but it was to no avail. It was as though she was beating a dead horse. So it came to be that while Ruby continued to go to Melanie's house like before, Melanie took a 2-year break from visiting Ruby's house. They would do everything else as before, but she just didn't go to Ruby's house. The holdout was finally lifted when Melanie visited Ruby's house after she had given birth to their second child. When Vaughn saw her, he gave her a big hug and apologized for what he had done to her. He told her that she was welcome to visit them unannounced whenever she wanted and that he didn't want to be the cause of their friendship breaking up. To date, Melanie and Ruby are still very good friends, but visiting Ruby's house still gives her an uneasy feeling. Moral of the story: most people are generally busy, and try their best to plan their day. So just because you have some free time, doesn't mean others do as well. While going to people's homes unannounced cannot be prevented in some cases, keep in mind that the person was not expecting you. If someone is in the middle of something, they may not give you the attention you need, and your visit, while well-intentioned, may only be an inconvenience to them. Also, as a rule of thumb, don't just show up unannounced to anyone's house, but first determine how close you are to the person. However, if someone shows up unannounced and you aren't up for a visit, allow them to state why they have stopped by, then politely inform them that it is not a good time for you. If they keep showing up and you prefer that people inform you ahead of time, calmly explain that you prefer to get a heads up to prepare both emotionally and mentally to entertain them. At the end of the day, calling or texting ahead of going to someone's house doesn't make them difficult, it is common courtesy, after all.
I hope you have enjoyed this week's story. Until next time, this has been Mama G's Story Time. Make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, @1mama G, to get alerts when new stories are posted.